me and my brother, we come in the hot box. I told them I'm signing the deal. Yeah, they didn't believe me. I wanted to tell them. They know that I'll keep it all real. After the diamonds, we come for the new shot. Swing off the ladder.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Dustin Vitale Show. This is my first actors panel. I'm here with actor, producer, TV star with such credits as Chasing Malcolm, Hollywood Homicides, and the award-winning short film Enzo, Alex Javo. Alex, thank you for being here. I'm also joined by actor and stunt coordinator and professional wrestler with such credits as American Rust. He plays Deputy Ross. Dean Summers in the upcoming Crow. He's been in Detroit, the brand new Bruce Willis movie Deadlock. Justin Main, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Pretty good. All right, so what I did is I took a couple topics and questions from social media fans, and we're just gonna go over them, and I'll read them, and then you guys will discuss them basically. So just a few of them here. So let's dive into the first one. All right, so this is from a watcher. I just finished the new documentary Mr. Saturday Night and was wondering, does music elevate and make a movie better?
Absolutely. Right. I think it depends on the movie. I mean, you know, like No Country for Old Men doesn't have any music in it. Look at the impact that one had. But then you see movies like Once Upon a Time in like America, Forrest Gump, you know, Rocky, with such iconic scores that really set the mood for the scenes and for some crucial you know, moments of the character's arc and of the story. I think it just depends on the material itself.
Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. To what you said about how music can affect the movie, it can affect it both positively and negatively. Especially if the score doesn't seem to match up with the soul and the heart of the movie. There's a certain amount of tension that you can build with just audio and sound alone, especially if it's something that is suitable to the environment that they are portraying in the film. But on the other end of the sword, if you, again, don't match up with that theme, you could kind of pull your audience out of it and make it too, I guess, you can kind of pull them out of that world. I've noticed that some of the most successful scores of all time are the ones that you don't necessarily outright notice immediately. It's more so just more or less kind of blends in to what you're seeing on the screen, as opposed to just, you know, being this huge thing that just makes you like notice it more so than the actual film itself. So I think there's a fine line of too big versus just big enough to be able to carry the moment of the scene. But I do agree. I do think music, score, all that stuff can affect the quality of a scene and the quality of the film.
I completely agree. Could you imagine watching Top Gun and it had no music? Like how that would drastically just make that film terrible. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Music definitely elevates the movies. All right, so this comes from another person. Do you think, I like this one, do you think comic book movies are keeping movie theaters around?
Well, definitely. I mean, look at the I mean, they're grossing, you know, at the highest rate right now. I mean, you know, selling out theaters all around, and it's definitely keeping people in theaters and keeping, you know, the new generations, you know, especially, you know, really you know, craving, you know, the movie theaters that much more. And this is like, you know, this is like how I imagine Star Wars was when it first came out. What a huge thing about it, because it's so different, and also it's, you know, it's the superheroes time right now. So yeah, definitely.
I don't think it's just superhero films. I think it's more so event movies. So I think what's kind of affected theaters, I mean, besides obviously stuff going on in the world today as of right now, and just ticket prices and all that, is more so how special that film is that's being released. And what I mean by that is that is it something that a person has been waiting for a long time, or is it something that is generational, like it's going to change the way cinema is looked at, or is it something where maybe it's being done for the first time? I think there has to be that quality to the film that really helps make it turn into what's considered an event movie. Take Spider-Man No Way Home, for example. A lot of different things are happening. You're taking previous franchises with characters and actors that haven't been seen in those characters for a long time, and you're putting them all together into one film. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think this has quite happened before, to where you're taking the exact same character but different iterations of them and putting them all in one film. And then on top of that, you're trying to keep everything secretive behind, in terms of marketing, where you're creating this mystery surrounding the film, and you're hyping it up for months, if not a full year or two on hand. There's a lot that goes into those event style movies, and I think that's why they do as well as they do. A lot of those event movies are comic book based, but I think there are ones where, like Star Wars, for example, like those were event movies when they came out. Jurassic World back in 2015, event movie. Hadn't seen one in like 14 or 15 years.
Yeah.
Avatar 2, Avatar 3, when those come out, those are going to be event films. So I think it's a matter of the hype that's going behind the film, as opposed to just the genre film it is itself.
Awesome. Yeah, I've definitely noticed here in the past year, and this makes, I would say it's because of COVID and streaming, has streaming's become very popular. But yeah, the only movies that anyone seems to go to are the big comic book movies, or like the Star Wars movies, and these independent films, and these smaller films just aren't like West Side Story. I don't know if you guys got to see that. Steven Spielberg killed that movie. It was amazing, but nobody really went to it. So it's yeah, I mean, I honestly, I think comic book movies are definitely keeping the theaters open right now for sure. All right, so this last one is, I like this one. It is almost Oscar time. What movie do you think will win Best Picture this year?
I really don't. I would like to see West Side Story and Nightmare Alley and stuff before. The only other movie I did see recently was The House of Gucci, and I thought that was amazing. I thought, every performance was incredible. I mean, I think, Jared Leto is, just knocks it out of the park as this Paolo Gucci, and Lady Gaga really went above and beyond playing Patricia. And Adam Driver, of course, another solid actor and solid performance. And even Al Pacino at his age still like killing it. And I love the whole arc of, Lady Gaga's character and the fight over the company and this and that. It's a family matter and tradition, and it is just really Scott, just really perfect movie. I really, that's the movie I would see that like 5-10 times in the theater, because just I love it.
Awesome. All right, so House of Gucci, it's a good one. It's a good pick.
I might get criticized for this, but I really do think, especially after watching it and the effect that it had on me, I think Spider-Man No Way Home. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna pull. I'm not gonna say it's gonna pull like any awards, but I think it has a good shot of being nominated for sure. Honestly, with the way it's built, the way the hype surrounding, and the fact that it delivered on a lot of that hype, the performances were fucking great. I don't care what anybody says. Every single performance in that film was solid as fuck. Like, it was just completely like a really, really, really well done film. And if something like The Dark Knight, for example, has a shot at being, heavily nominated for awards, Logan, same thing. It's
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man No Way Home has a decent shot. Do I think it's going to win anything? Probably not. However, again, it is to me, I think it's a generational movie for sure. I think to me, I think it saved cinema completely.
Oh, it did.
especially like this is the first like big successful release post COVID. So I think has a decent shot. House of Gucci, I think obviously, I think that's a big front runner right now. I would say those are probably my two picks for sure.
I don't see Spider-Man winning Best Picture, but I see it being a contender for special effects for sure. Dune will probably win that, but it has a shot. My picks this year would definitely be probably Tick Tick Boom. Andrew Garfield just slayed that. That movie was just so amazing. Coda was really good. I don't know if you guys got to see Coda or not. It was on Apple TV. And then House of Gucci was so good. You know what? I'm gonna give it to House of Gucci as well. Adam Driver is just the best thing around right now. So yeah, I'd go with House of Gucci. So all right, you guys. So those are the questions I picked. So that was a lot of fun. Tell everyone, what are you guys working on these days? What do you got coming up?
What can I talk about? Well, as you know, we just we just did a mafia gangster film that I wrote called Enzo, about the origin of this gangster mafia guy, and that's like my main focus right now with that, and this producing this serial killer series called Malcolm. We have 2 episodes online. We have 5 more to go. We're shooting 3 and 4 next month. We do have some projects lined up this year, with a feature film and 2 of my supporting roles on Netflix films, and yeah, so it's lining up to be a great year next year.
I'm also in Enzo, just so y'all know. appreciate you casting me. That was a ton of fun. I definitely one of the best times I've had on a film set.
You're good to hear. Yeah, you were a pleasure.
Awesome. What do you got going on, Justin?
So I have someone else that's currently in development that should be shooting mid to late 2022. That one is from the same director as Crow. And without going into too much detail, it's a film basically set over the course of about 3 to 4 decades. And a variety, think of it kind of like Crash, but with a movie. So you're taking a variety of different experiences from different characters in the film, and they're all meeting at one central point, and then we shift forward about 25 years into the future, after that moment that they all kind of come to this head. But it's basically set on like, it's basically centered around these 2 actors and a director, and the characters surrounding them while they're in the process of filming a movie. And then, like I said, everything comes to a boil, and then we shoot forward about 25 years to see where those characters are basically at that point in their life, and how they have shifted from the events that happened 25 years ago. So that's currently in development. That should be shooting, like I said, probably Q3, Q4 2022. Working on Crow, should have that done in the next couple of months. So we're right now in the sound phase. We're about to start working on score, ironically enough. So that's going to be, I'm hoping to be released probably March or April. Hoping for a season 2 of American Rust. We haven't had anything announced yet, but
dude, I have absolutely loved American Rust.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my God. Hopefully they pick you guys back up for a season 2. I mean, dude, like, I just love seeing Jeff Daniels on TV. Like, I think he should just always do television, in my opinion. And I'm
made for television.
He really
he's made to be an actor. So yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything that Jeff Daniels was in that didn't succeed in some way, shape, or form. So I'm hoping we get a chance to keep furthering his story as Del Harris, and every character in the film as well, going forward into next year.
Yes, and most of his shows get at least 3 seasons, so you got that. And yes, The Crow. I've been waiting for this. I want to see it right now. So yes, I cannot wait.
It's looking great. We're doing a lot. Sound is a very, very, very important part of this film. I would say it's if we did not have sound on equal footing as the actual visuals in the film, it would be a completely different movie, like a completely different movie. So we've had distributors actually reach out to us asking to watch it. And I told them, like, straight up, like, we can't show anything to you until we have the sound done, because you're not going to get the full experience otherwise if you don't listen to it with our sound in place. So it's a completely different film. I don't think at least certainly in the Crow franchise, like, there hasn't been anything made like how we're doing it. Without spoiling anything, we're going into some clever territory with sound design, especially. But I'm very excited about it. I can't wait for people to see it.
Awesome. We cannot wait to see it. Thank you guys for doing this. I'm going to post their information in the description bar below. Definitely check out American Rust, and definitely just check out Chasing Malcolm. It's what you guys have done with that is amazing. I love being able to see a serial killer and what happens in their mind. That's pretty cool. So yeah, thank you guys for doing this, and there will be more Hollywood chats coming soon, so I'll definitely have to have you guys back on, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye.
After the bag, I'm after the bench, no homo, you know where they sent me. I boogie with Frodo, flip frost on my wrist, dip the ice on my bitch, put a watch on my dick. I'm looking right at you, I knew that you wouldn't do shit. Ooh, give me the loot, yeah, give me the loot, yeah, give me the loot, give me the loot.